You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Oh, got it. Keep hitting the thing. All right. All right. Welcome back to another episode of First Reaction, Fan Reaction. I am your host, Cailin Clothier, and with me is my co-host,
Dara Whitman.
Nice. All right. Today we are back. We are still talking Legend of Korra. We are still on Book 2, and we are on episodes 7 and 8 of Book 2, Beginnings Part 1 and Beginnings Part 2.
Hooray!
All right, let's get started. This episode is a little different than I think
very
what we're
different.
used to.
Everything's different. Different people, different animation, different story.
Yes. It's actually a different animation company.
They
also
hired
doing this episode. Well, it's interesting. It's the same company that did Book 1. I'm not sure if you noticed. The first half of Book 2 has a different animation studio than the Book 1 did.
Oh, I didn't even really notice.
Yeah, I mean, I totally noticed because they're not as good. This is Studio Mir. Studio Mir is back, and they do some beautiful, beautiful work. So I'm very happy that they are back on this show. So yeah, the last time we left off, we were somewhere in the Fire Nation.
With some good firebenders.
With some good firebenders. Remember, not all firebenders. Just most firebenders.
Most of them.
And so Korra was somewhere in the Fire Nation on an island somewhere, who knows, or on a beach, and she didn't know who she was. Mm-hmm. She didn't know who she was. She didn't know what the Avatar was. She didn't know nothing.
No.
So these
and she's also
sages,
kind of going in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, just kind of going in and out. She's not in best shape.
She's not well.
Yeah, and so these fellas here, well, there's some sort of lady, take her back, and the shaman lady starts using some weird spirity firebending to read court, and she's like, oh, you've been infected by a dark spirit, probably because you were swallowed by a giant spirit thing.
Like you do.
And so we got to do some cleansing stuff, so they lower into some spirit waters, and she starts trying to reconnect with their past lives. So we see some more good friends here. Mm-hmm. We see Aang, we see Roku, we see Kyoshi, and we see Kuruk. Kuruk is not as fun as the other three, but that's okay. That's okay. So they're trying to remind her of who she is, but she's like, huh? I don't know who I am. And then we see this other guy, right?
Yeah.
And who is this other guy?
His name's Aladdin.
His name is Aladdin, yeah. And he's like, hello, it's me, Aladdin. I am the first Avatar. Now I'm going to tell you my tale. And so,
flashback to
Aladdin. Literally, it's basically the opening scene of Aladdin is what we flash back to.
Yes.
But this is super interesting. I think we should cover this now. This looks very different than the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
The backgrounds and a lot of the animation, a lot of the elements, everything besides the actual like people characters.
They look a little bit different.
A little different, but they're in the style of a traditional Chinese woodblock paintings.
Cool.
So very traditional Chinese art is like influenced by this. Basically in this episode, it looks so good. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
It's stunning. Every time I watch this episode, I'm just blown away by it because it's absolutely beautiful. Mm-hmm. So we see this kid, this punk guy. He's stealing food from the Chews.
Who thought of that?
I'm not sure whose idea.
I feel like they weren't. I feel like they weren't like trying anything. It's just kind of like
it just sounds suspiciously similar, and we were a little uncomfortable by that.
I wasn't uncomfortable. I found it hilarious.
You thought it was really funny. I did. Was like, oh, okay. The Chew brothers. They're trying to get him back because he was stealing food, and you're like, yo, what's up with that, man? So they eventually catch him and they throw him just off a side of a building. You know, no big deal. So Juan manages to get, he was still hiding a little bit of food, so he goes back to his friends.
Yep. One's normal.
Yeah, one's this normal looking guy.
One's a tree man.
One is like, yeah, there's something about this. So if you commit a crime in this city, you get sent to the spirit wilds, which is where all the spirits live. Mm-hmm. If you get messed up by a spirit, you end up kind of messed up looking like this one guy here. He was like half tree because he got his brain all scrambled up by a spirit.
Yeah.
Some funky stuff. I don't think we even said the name of this guy. Oh, our main character here, his name's Juan. He's the one.
Yeah, his name's not actually Aladdin. It's Juan.
He's number one. And I'm just going to make those jokes this entire episode.
And then he gives his friends some bread, and then he was going to eat some bread, but then there were some animals.
And he thinks they need it more than him. So he's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
He's
kind of an idiot.
Yeah, he's a naive fella. But, and so he's like, man, if we imagine that if we could just get all the food that the Chews have, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. What if so he concocts a plan. Here.
Yeah, he decides to go on a hunt.
He accompanies this group on a hunt into the spirit wilds to get some food, do what you do on a hunt.
And if you go on a hunt, you get powers.
Yes. So it turns out this beautiful city that they are on is actually located on a lion turtle's back. If you remember lion turtles, they're kind of important. They're like these ancient beasts that are huge.
Yeah.
The entire islands and cities are on top of them. And they have the power to give power. In this case, the lion turtle that they're on has the power to give fire.
Yeah, so essentially everybody was normal, except when you went out, you could get powers.
Yeah, you couldn't have the power on the lion turtle. It was only when you went out into the spirit wilds in order to protect yourself.
Yes.
So, this group going on the hunt, including Juan, they get some fire and they go on the hunt, but only a little bit in. Juan's like, "Hey, I'm afraid, man. I'm just gonna turn back."
go.
And they're like, "Okay, just make sure you give your power back to the lion turtle."
And he's like, "Of course."
He's like, "Of course, I'm gonna do that." Except he doesn't do that.
No, that's like one dick bag move. It's not even that dick bag.
And so, but what is he gonna do with this newfound power? Well, he's gonna get a group of his buddies together, and they're gonna go on their own kind of hunt.
Yep.
Except they're gonna hunt the Chews.
Yep.
And they're gonna get their food, and they're gonna steal from them because it's really only that's right.
Yeah, I mean,
They have so much, and everyone else has so little.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. Is
yeah.
it? Is it?
Yeah.
But of course, this doesn't go well.
No.
Juan gets caught.
Yes.
And they're like, "Man, you stole from a lion turtle. That's a dick move right there."
We established. Hashtag dick move.
Hashtag not a good move. So he gets banished. Flat out banished. But he does get to keep the firepower so he can protect himself.
Which is interesting that, like, they let him keep the fire powers. Like, the lion turtle was like, "Okay, I'll give you some mercy. I'll let you keep these fire powers. Because you're gonna need them."
Lion turtles, not entirely bad guys.
They were never bad guys.
No, they're pretty good.
They give you powers. They just want it back. That's a good request.
So Juan, this young fella, he sets out in the spirit wilds, and he's not having a good time.
No.
He doesn't know how to survive in the spirit wilds.
No.
Everything looks like it's going to kill you, and he's running into some bad spirits.
I really like it, though. It's interesting.
It's such a good set. It's such a beautiful setting. And all the spirits are so creative, because it's not just like an animal. It's like there's a giant carrot as well.
That was weird.
Yes. I love the giant carrot. So there's for instance, and he finds an oasis, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm going to get in on this oasis." But there's an eye spirit who's like, "Nah, man, humans ain't allowed because humans are gross and terrible." So he tries to sneak inside, and but it doesn't work.
No.
He tries to disguise and everything. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the spirit, Juan's like, "Man, why don't you go home?" He's like, "I can't go home. I've been banished." And some of the other spirits are like,
"Why don't you go find another lion turtle then?"
And he's like, "Oh, there's other lion turtles." Yes.
What?
So it turns out nobody here, all lion turtles are so separated that nobody really knows that they exist. That nobody knows that other humans exist in other communities. They only know of their own personal lion turtle, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very, So he goes back into the woods. He's maybe going to go find a lion turtle city or something. But he comes across a cat deer.
Cat deer.
It's cute. Caught in a net, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm going to eat it," except
he can't.
Because
he likes animals.
He likes animals. He's a good dude. And then the group of hunters from his city are like, "Juan, what are you doing here?" And then
he's like, "I'm not going to
fight a little bit."
They fight.
Yeah. And Juan sends him running. And basically, during this chase scene, like, everyone dies. Did you notice this?
Yeah.
Like, everyone dies. Okay,
well, the one guy didn't die.
The one guy gets trapped in quicksand.
Yeah.
The other guy gets carried off by bees.
No, yeah, and then the one guy...
The other guy doesn't get...
He gets, like, that spirit thingy.
He gets the eye spirit, like, jumps inside of him and, like, turns him into, like, a strange...
Like the tree
human.
man, except
by an eye.
Yeah.
Which is scary and probably not very comfortable. And so... And he runs off and only leaves, like, the captain guy to go back and tell everyone what he's done. Juan goes back and he frees the cat deer and really earns the other spirits' trust.
Yeah, because he's like, "No, I'm not addicted to nature. I love animals."
It's like, I'm not like other humans.
I mean, there's probably a couple humans.
Hashtag not all humans.
There's probably a couple humans out there. But then he's kind of like, you know what? Humans have not been nice to me. They've kind of been dicks.
So yeah, I'm just gonna skip out on that for a while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think they said it was about 2 years. I think either like part 1 or part 2. They said it was about 2 years that he was.
Yeah. So he stays on, and he learns how to bend from all the spirits. Like there's a dragon there.
He learns how to.
He learns
have
the dancing dragon.
Yeah, he learns how the fire can just like be part of his body, and that's how he does it.
Yeah, and everyone's like, wow. And the other guys who try to disrupt the spirits are like, he uses it like it's an extension of his own body.
Yeah.
So basically, Juan learns how to bend from the spirits.
Hey.
He's a badass.
Hey.
All right, and then his hair gets a little better. He was having some weird like
he had like Mako. Hair. He had Mako hair.
Kinda, but it was like super like stand tallish. And I don't think they had gel like 10,000 years ago.
True.
Like,
and then it grew out and it looked better.
Yeah, it looked good. Mm-hmm. Good for you, Juan.
Yeah,
my dude here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And so once he finally does his training. He's like, all right, it's time to go. So he takes the cat deer who he's befriended now, and her name is Mula, or their name is Mula, and they go on the search for some lion turtles, which is great. Yeah. Which is great. Except we encounter an issue here because as he's just strolling through the glen, there is some 2 giant ass spirits who are fighting each other.
Are like, I don't know what shape they were.
They look like kites.
Kind of, yeah.
They're just like kind of these giant kite things, and they look like inverse colors of each other.
Yeah.
One's voice has a very female voice, and the other's like a deep man voice.
Is that a point?
Dara.
I'm not saying it's a good point. I'm just saying, like, is that a point?
I don't think it's a good point.
That's fine then.
Oh, we could analyze that one though.
I don't think there is.
No. But the dark spirit's like, hey man, help me out here. This chick, they're like wrestling and they're like wrestling and all that. And he's like, check me out. She's being mean to me. And she's like, no, go away, human. Nobody likes you. You just go away. And Juan's like, hey, I'm gonna help some people out because that's what I do. I help spirits out because I'm not like all humans. Yeah. # not all humans. So
unfortunately, he does not listen to the one spirit's side of things.
Well, to be fair, she doesn't even offer her side. She's just like, go away.
That's true.
Because her tragic downfall here is that she
underestimates.
She doesn't like humans, and so she just doesn't care.
Which is like the big kind of thing is like the spirits all hate humans, and the humans all hate spirits, and nobody stops to listen.
Yeah, but this other dude here, he knows how to use that to his advantage. Yeah, if he makes it, he knows how to trick a human, so that's where he gets a leg up on a situation despite having no legs.
Yes.
And so we find out. So they separate, and it's like, oh snap, what have you done? Because it turns out the guy who just got freed and running away, his name is Vatu, and he is the spirit of darkness and chaos.
Hooray!
So he's someone you want to have free, just rolling around. The other spirit is Rava, who we heard uttered by Korra earlier in the episode, running. Who the heck is Rava? This spirit. She is the spirit of light and peace. And she was keeping him under control for the past 10,000 years because this guy just won't calm down.
And now he's freed.
Which is great because now it means humans and spirits are headed towards death and destruction.
Totes but goats.
And so back in the present, we flash back and Korra's like, I finally found Rava. And we're like, it's nice. Cool. And then the episode ends there.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and you were like, oh, this is over already. So I think we're just gonna go to the next episode and then just
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, you can't just talk about one by itself. So do we want to take a short break?
Well, yeah, let's take a tiny break.
We're gonna take a short break real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll get started on beginnings part 2.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We are still on beginnings, parts 1 and 2. We're going to start talking about part 2 now.
Hooray!
So yeah, we're coming back. We're coming back. Korra is still submerged in this weird pool of spirit water, doing some healing or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, we don't really care right now because I want to hear about my boy Juan.
Well, I mean, I want Korra to be okay.
Korra's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I want to hear about my boy Juan right now.
Okay, let's go.
Uh, so we get back to the Juan story, and Rava is like, "You just killed us all, human. Way to go. Way to go,
he's like, but I didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to. And she's like, humans, like, they only mess things up, and I'm tired of all of you. Just stop being terrible.
Just go away.
So Juan feels bad about it for a little bit. Then he continues on his journey. Mm-hmm. He's walking around, and he discovers people with the ability to bend air. They have like these cute little clouds that they jump on.
Yeah.
I love the animation for all the elements. I think the air, all the elements, like the way they're animated look beautiful and gorgeous. And the air looks just, it's so creatively done.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop geeking out about it now. So he sees people who airbend. This is the first time he's seen a human in 2 years. He hasn't seen humans in 2
also never seen
whole years.
Airbending in like ever.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, he's like, they're doing the wind stuff. They're breaking wind. Wow, look at that. That's exactly what they're doing.
God dang it.
So the airbenders are a little freaked out because he's a little forward with his. He's like, oh my god, people, hello. And they're like, all right, cool, man. And then they leave. These airbender guys, they have tattoos, actually.
Yeah, they're not arrows.
But they're not
though.
arrows. They're a different design. I really like that like small touch of just like how it evolved over time. That's so cool. But they do look like really close to airbenders. Like, I think the airbenders probably are the least changed of a society over 10,000 years, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
So Juan tries to follow him, and they find a lion turtle who is floating in the sky.
Ooh.
Lion turtle in the sky with diamonds. Lion turtle in the sky.
I don't think that works as well as you think it does.
I tried. Okay. So Juan finds a way to creatively launch himself onto the lion turtle.
Yes. It's fairly creative.
He's creative, and he almost dies. It's amazing how many times Juan almost dies in this, and there's almost never an avatar.
It's like a destiny thing, maybe.
It was fate this whole time.
I agree.
So we find out the Society of the Nomads, though, and they look pretty nice. They're pretty cool. Are they nomads, though? They all live on the same lion turtle? This is a good question.
I didn't even think about that.
How are they nomadic?
There's also women there.
Yeah, there was like one lady. There was like two. No, there was like two whole ladies on this entire lion turtle.
Because I assume like most of like airbenders and like the nomad people were probably celibate, except with the exception of Tenzin, because you got to repopulate.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's weird how that. I don't know. Weird how it works. But,
I don't think they explain it that well.
No, well, I don't think you can explain cultural reproduction in a kid's show.
That's true.
I digress.
Anyway.
So yeah, Juan gets to meet these airbender guys, and they're really nice. They seem really cool, except and it's humans and spirits living in harmony, which is something you don't see a lot. So the airbenders are super in tune with the spirits. They're very spiritual,
like normal.
Yeah, and so that you can see that it carried on for years and years after. But unfortunately, Vaatu just shows up, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm here to screw some."
I kind
stuff
of like
up.
how he just ends up like the way that he works is he makes all the spirits just like turn them evil.
Yeah.
And they look really cool. Yeah,
he turns them into dark spirits. Not unlike the spirits that we've seen earlier this season, how they have that weird kind of
Why are they all dark
energy.
spirits and not light?
He turns them into dark spirits.
No, like later. Like in the...
Because they're angry.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
We'll get to it, I guess.
Yeah. So all the spirits start attacking things and everything's going crazy, and Rava shows up and tries to fix things, and the air nomads are like, wait, why is the great dark spirit here and not the light spirit? Why are you separated? And Rava's like, ask this guy right here.
And he's like, but I didn't mean to.
It's like, he didn't mean to.
Definitely, he's like really remorseful about it. Mm-hmm. And the guys and the Airtone people kind of like, yeah, you made it's cool. Like you made a mistake. We'll figure it out.
And Rava's like, hey, Juan, every time that this Vaatu guy gains power, I get weaker. This isn't good.
No.
Things are we're going to live in eternal darkness, and everything's going to be terrible. And Juan's like, all right, I'll beat this Vaatu guy. All right, so then he asks the lion turtle, he's like, hey, can you give me some air power so I can beat Vaatu? Lion turtle's like, nobody's ever done that before. You can't have 2 elements. You can't do it.
That's ridiculous. It's like having 4.
But Juan is like, I got this. But he can only have 2 elements if Rava is holding one at a time. So he can only really have one at a time. Just Rava holds the other one, and every time he has a switch, she just kind of goes right through him.
Yeah.
Ho. So and then so Juan starts off his journey of learning how to airbend. Mm-hmm. which is pretty dang
And he
cool.
realizes that it is different than firebending.
Yeah, he's like, this is completely different, which is like, hey, yes, we've learned this before, but it's still kind of cool to learn it.
Yes.
And so, but yeah, basically they figure out that, like, nobody can defeat Vaatu alone, so Rav and Juan have to work together. Because originally Rav was like, I'm not going to help this guy out because he's a dick. I'm not really like him very much. And Rav is like, hey, by the way, there's this thing called harmonic convergence where, me and Vaatu, we just kind of battle for the fate of the world. It's in about a year, just by the way. So you might want to get on that.
Yeah.
Try to beat him. So Juan is like, all right, cool. Then we should probably visit the other land turtles, get some other elements. And then,
I'll learn how to bend those.
Yeah.
And then we'll be good to go, probably, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. So, and Rav is like, he's like, well, why can't you just defeat one and then you're good? He's like, no, you can't do it because one cannot exist without the other. Just that if Vaatu defeats her, then, like, everyone dies.
Yeah. I'm assuming that, like, the one can't live without the other.
Yeah.
Guess what that is, everybody? Plot to the next Star Wars movie.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, I can't wait for that.
dun, 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 dun. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Back to Avatar. so yeah, Juan and Rav, they set out to learn some elements.
Yep, and then there's montage.
Yeah, so there's a montage of getting the elements and learning, and everything is good, right? Everything is so good, except that Juan and Rav, they just kind of happen upon this forest, right? It's almost destroyed. It turns out there's some firebenders there.
Yeah.
Of course. All right, of course they're firebenders. Anyway.
Hashtag most firebenders.
Hashtag most firebenders. And it is discovered that Juan's friends, they were like, hey man, if Juan can live out in the spirit wilds,
so can
do it too. We don't have to live under this oppressive rule of the choose.
Fucking
right?
Fucking choose.
Can choose. Alrighty. So they go out and they're like, we're just gonna beat up spirits and stuff. So it doesn't matter if they're good spirits or bad spirits.
We're just gonna beat them up.
We're just gonna kill them because
they're just as bad as who knows.
Yeah, because nobody likes them. And Juan's like, you can't just kill spirits, man. He's like, by the way, he's like, oh, hello, friend. Where's my other friend? Oh, he's dead. All right. Why is everybody dying in this show? Why did everybody die in the season? Everybody died in just 2 episodes. There's more casualties than like
but like we're
the rest of the series.
Yeah, but like it happened anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So Juan tries to show peace and be like, hey man, he's like, hey spirit friends, how's it going? Can we not kill each other? That'd be really great. But then like Vaatu shows up and he's like, hey, let's turn all these spirits into dark spirits real quick, okay? So he uses their anger against them, they turn into dark spirits and they start fighting.
And then
and Juan is like, yo, Rava, get inside of me. We're gonna do something real crazy.
And then Rob was like,
also how the first baby was made.
I'm about to say, I was gonna make my joke saying like Rob was be like, should we do it in front of all these people now? I feel like it's gonna be awkward.
I'm pretty sure the exact same line was uttered before the first human was conceived. Anyway, so it's a joke.
Anyway,
about reproduction. Anyway, so Rob is like, all right, man. So she goes to him, and then he starts bending all 4 elements. What kind of crazy something is that? He's like, he's bending all 4 elements, and everybody stops for like 3 seconds. And Rob was like, I can't stay in here much longer. Like this is
gonna kill you.
You're gonna die. And he's like, no, wait, no. But then everybody's gonna fight, and then he passes out, and she has to leave, and then everyone starts fighting again.
Yeah.
So that must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like the harmonic.
Oh yeah, and then Vaatu comes up. Well, then after like Juan wakes up from being passed out, Vaatu is like, "Hey, all the humans died. By the way, okay, bye."
More casualties.
More casualties, yay! And now Rava's really tiny now. She's like a little tiny baby.
Yeah, you can like hold her and
put her in a teapot.
Yeah,
and
that's not good.
And now Juan has to go to the southern portal so they can fight at the convergence, which is really cool. And then Vaatu and Juan fight. And then Rava combines, and they gotta combine their powers, and the fight's pretty cool. Except Juan gets pretty much his butt kicked.
I feel like it went on a bit long.
Yeah,
just a bit, not too much.
Yeah. And so Juan kind of puts his hand in the southern portal. He's kind of gets the spirit energy, and by doing that, his spirit and Rava are fused.
Yes.
So they are permanently connected.
Hashtag Avatar state.
And then Rava therefore becomes the Avatar spirit.
Hooray!
Nice. And then, so then they do that cool move with like all the 4 elements in the ball that we saw at the very end of the original series. And then they just put him in a tree.
Yes.
Vaatu gets put inside the Tree of Time. Nice. Which is really cool. And, yeah, so then that's all that for this harmonic convergence. Join us on our next harmonic convergence as we do this shit again.
Like, did this happen? I'm confused about this.
Every 10,000 years.
So this was 10,000. So then the Avatar's been around for 10,000 years, essentially.
Yes. There's been 1,000 avatars within the past 10,000 years.
I don't know how that works math-wise.
100 years old, about.
So they always live to be 100?
No, there's like give and take, because like Avatar Kyoshi was like 200 and some years old, but Aang only lived to like in his 60s. So it's like give or take, but like on average.
How do they live to be 200?
Because she's a badass and I love her so much.
All right.
That's why. Anyway, so the lion turtles are like declare that the world has entered a new age and they don't need to protect the humans anymore, so they won't give humans bending. Everyone who's got bending has it, and everyone who doesn't. And so
they don't have to reproduce.
Bending is left to be more of a genetic thing, genetic and spiritual, than it is a given thing. So nobody can give bending unless you have the ability to energy bend, which is really only very, 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 very few people. Or the few lion turtles that are left, which there's only one left now.
Yeah, which one is that? I was about to ask, which one did Aang meet?
I forget. I have to look that up.
Okay.
It's probably that first guy. That's my guess.
Okay.
Or it's a different guy. Who knows?
And then now will be the Avatar who will keep the balance between the human and the spirit world.
And one is like, okay, and so they close the spirit portals.
Yes.
That's one important thing. He's like, we're going to put all the spirits in the spirit world, we're going to put all the humans in the human world, and we're just going to keep them separate.
Yes.
And everyone is cool with that. He's like, listen, this is bad, like, so nobody can be tempted by Vaatu, so, nobody can kill spirits. This is good for everyone.
I hope nothing bad
happens.
In 10,000 years.
And then, so Wanda's like, I'm going to be the bridge between spirits and I'm going to keep peace between all the people. And, which is great until,
he dies.
Yeah, so Wanda, I think he tries really hard. He gets to be really old, but he dies on the battlefield.
Good for him. Good for him.
So, I mean, he doesn't exactly live an easy life. I mean, he is constantly trying to keep peace to the point where even as he dies on the battlefield, and he's like, man, he's like, sorry, Rava, I couldn't bring peace and balance. And she's like, it's all right. She's like, we'll be together for all of your lifetimes. And then Wan dies, and her spirit is lifted up, only to be reincarnated into the next Avatar.
Hooray!
Yay!
And then that's how the Avatar happened.
And then Korra opens her eyes. She's like, "Oh shit!"
And they're like, "Do you know who you are?"
And she's like, "Yeah, I'm Korra, and I'm the Avatar."
Hooray!
And then they're like, "By the way, harmonic convergence is just in a few weeks. You should probably go close the spirit portal."
Yeah.
Bye. And then that's the episode.
Well, then she flies up on an air bison.
She flies back on a sky bison.
Hooray!
Alrighty, that is that. Very exciting.
Yeah. So we should probably talk about them.
So yeah. So what are your thoughts on this episode?
I really liked it.
Isn't it beautiful? It's
oh no, it's good. Yeah, I mean, I really like the story and stuff. It was different than what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more of Korra, which I didn't mind, and it wasn't. It was kind of like that thing where like I thought it was gonna be something different.
Yeah.
But what it was, I enjoyed.
Right. Okay.
And it's like definitely like an interesting story about how this happened. I only have like one like real negative.
Yeah.
And it's not like a super negative.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they just kind of make Unlock just like more evil because like clearly he wanted a portal opened.
Right.
One is opened.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, what is your plan then?
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I'm curious. I'm curious now. Like, what's gonna happen? Because this does not seem good.
Right. Yeah. You can tell. It's like obviously he may. He knows something.
Yeah, but like definitely
he knows something.
Yeah, I know, but like definitely was really hard that like they had to introduce all of these new characters, like essentially like there's some that were really important that you need to like grow to like them.
Yeah.
And they did that
like
really
Juan
well.
And Rava.
Yeah, like and I'm like, okay, I liked by the end I really liked all these characters.
Yeah. And I was sad when Juan died. I thought that was just a really good scene.
But it looked like he probably led a decent life.
Yeah.
And he died fighting.
Yeah, which that could be taken as a good or a bad thing. Like he was doing his job, but also he couldn't finish his job.
I know, but like I think like Robert probably like kept him at peace and just being like I'm gonna continue on and work like, and like she even said like that light and dark need to like be together, and like the idea is not to like keep the world in balance. It's not about like destroying all evil,
right?
So that's kind of the thing, and like it's kind of like, don't worry, like the fight has to always continue on.
Yeah, like your death won't be in vain.
Exactly. So I think it's okay.
Yeah, but it's just
he probably fell in love and made some babies.
Maybe, I don't know. He seemed pretty married to the job.
Yeah.
See, but, all right. So if
Avatar was pretty married to Aang was pretty married to the job and had some, got married and fell in love and
true.
So you never know.
Yeah. But I just
thought like honest. I thought it was gonna be more avatars and like more of Korra. That's the only thing I thought.
Oh, okay. Like
really
instead of just one person focusing on one person, I'm gonna focus on.
I know it's at the beginning, but I thought there was gonna be like a bunch of like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not mad that it wasn't. I enjoyed what I got.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed what I got. I just thought it was gonna be this.
I think these episodes stand alone beautifully. You can take out the stuff that's like has to do with the plot of this current season, and you can just kind of snip it out super easy, and this totally stands on its own.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I really like that it's just its own thing. And you can just watch it, and yeah, it's just good.
And it was kind of a nice break from all the bad plots that I did not like.
Honestly, though,
it was a nice little break.
It was a really good break. So I think hopefully you can see why this is one of my favorite episodes.
Oh yeah, definitely, it's great.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. The art is beautiful. There's so much, I think, attention to detail as far as like some of the historical, like ancient Chinese,
definitely
kind of work. And there's just like there's just so many like little things you can look and see, like some references to the older series with like the dancing dragon, and like bending and like really looking at it. I mean, some of the stuff I would like to see, I think only things I wish they had more time so we could see the other lion turtles, like the earth and water. I would have liked to see those guys.
Yeah, we didn't get to see much of them.
I would have liked to see maybe even more of the spirits, because there's some spirits that we've been introduced to other spirits in the series, especially the last Airbender, that I would have liked to see come back at some point.
Yeah.
Code the Face Stealer. Anyway, God, I love Code the Face Stealer. But yeah, so those are my only things. Like literally the only critiques I have of this episode, I wish there was more time to talk about more stuff. But they
gave it like 2 episodes, so that's like at least like a solid. Again, it's like a half-hour show, so it's a solid, like, if you want to do, like, a TV hour, it's, like, a solid, like, 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else that you want to talk about?
No, this was a really great episode, I think. It kind of feels like now, like, there is, like a better sense of the plot. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of like, all right, I hope this is, like, stick to this plot line.
Right.
And nothing else go wrong.
We kind of know where we're going with this in this book.
Which is good. I know it took them a while, which, like, again, like, if it takes you a while and then, like, the payout is, like, pretty good, I can forgive a couple missteps.
Right. Yeah.
I hope there aren't any more.
Dun, 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 dun. It's really funny because I think this episode is kind of turning out kind of shorter than our other ones, but I think that's because it's just a good episode.
Yeah, the truth.
Sometimes it's just really good. You just have to appreciate
we had feelings about the last ones.
The other ones, yeah. So sometimes a long episode.
How long is this one gonna be?
Like 35 minutes.
Oh, it's not bad. Okay. Yeah. I like if they at least last a half an hour and then we're okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Except for that one powerful episode, but that was technical issues.
Yeah, really. But yeah, so just overall, just good episode. Just well done. Just good stuff. All right. Anything else?
No, that was about it.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up because we are ready for dinner. Yeah. All right.
We've been recording a lot.
Yeah, honestly, we're recording so much this day for people who are watching in the future. All right, so that's all the time we have for this episode of First Reaction, Fan Reaction. If you like our stuff, you can pop on over to Facebook, give us a like at Witty Clothes Productions, follow us on Twitter at Witty Clothes. We're on iTunes now, so subscribe to us. Just look for Witty Clothes or Witty Clothes Productions.
Leave a rating and a review.
Yeah, leave us some comments. You can either leave us a review on iTunes or comment on YouTube. You can like and subscribe as well while you're at it. We love hearing your comments. Yep. And if we see any comments that we really like, or just any comments, really, we'll definitely read them out on the show.
Positive, negative, it's fine.
Yeah, if you have some interesting words to say, we would love to hear them, and we will share them. So be careful what you say, because we will share them with all of your friends. So yeah, give us a follow. And if you're interested in Patreon, if you want to hear some of the cool commentary, just check on over there, because we'll have that up for you and get to have all those other perks.
I feel like once we have enough, then we can like put that up, because they're really good. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So get on over, give us some likes, follow us on all our social media. We really love to hear from you. All right, well, it looks like that's all the time we have today. I am your host, Cailin Clothier, and with me is my co-host, Dara Whitman.
And we will see you next episode. Peace.
Peace.